Alright. We are raiding. I fell below 7k restores. Thank you, Peck. Dude, I feel like a single speck on my mouse pad. I get not done. Suck. There. Not my best in this. Do I'll make it possible for me to left click. It's in fact cheating. Do my streams? Ooh. Thank you for holy, I took a lot of damage. Seconds 345. What invo would you suggest to add next? I don't know what your invos are off the top of my head. Sorry, I don't know what you're missing. Assume you have insanity and walk the path on, though no help needed would be the next step. No, I don't remember my list, I'm sorry. So many invocation combinations. Dude. Getting spam for 10s here. I don't think Baba sent me a single time. It's this monkey, bro. Fangs make it a little earlier. I'm gonna miss anyway. Not bad. Final heal. Relax. Boom, just like that. Woodwaker's been all over the place. Do you think it's worth to assume you're gonna say buy it? It's up to you, right? I'm on the idea, and I feel like a lot of rich players, endgame players, are on the idea that once you buy something, you're basically keeping it. So I think it's worth for that price. I bought my Fang for 300. I don't have any regrets, but a lot of people might not feel the same. If you want my honest opinion and if I think Jagex gonna do anything about bots, hell no. Jagex is masterclass at inaction. How come you're not red Xing? Does it look like I need it? The boss doesn't do damage. If you red X, you're a wuss. I'm not taking free DPS loss. The heck? I actually went full petty because people are like, there's no way not red Xing is consistent, right? I put that shit in a spreadsheet. That shit is consistent. I have only ever once died to Baba. That's because I got hit by a fucking rock and I wasn't glancing. I've never actually died to chip damage. The spreadsheet has all the suns I did that kill, average time per kill. And I have concluded red Xing trolling. At least, maybe in solos. In teams, I would say it's a little bit worth it. Because then you're having multiple people save ticks on mechanics, whereas one person saving ticks on mechanics doesn't really do anything. Why did I spec here? I'll just spec now. How's it going, Francisco? This is really inefficient here. It was a void wake at the beginning, so I don't know what's this. And I missed both, which spreadsheet. This is a spreadsheet of how many times I've killed all the Baba attempts I've had for the last 5 days. I have died a single time, and it was the cause of death was me just getting hit by a falling rock. I was lancing. It also has average kill time per kill, which I've mapped to be an average of 339 and 529. And how many suns I used in every kill. So the average amount of suns consumed was 0.875. So it's not even one sun in a 525 on average. There's enough 0 sun kills and so few double sun kills that the average is actually below 1 sun. I concluded Baba does no damage. Oh, but there's no damage. Why do I get beat up? Probably because you're not bringing good melee gear. Probably wearing that. Probably wearing like guide or stuff. Or, based on what I saw last time I saw you were doing it. I know it's been a while. You were flicking piety and not camping it for the defensive bonuses. Or one-tick flicking. Piety gives plus 25% defense. Pretty meaningful. Yeah, you probably want at least Bandos. I mean, you'll still get beat up, but what is your definition of a lot of damage? For me, the definition of a lot of damage is having to stun twice. Having to stun once, which not even, it's not a lot of damage to me. I regret my decision to autopilot Kefri because now this thing is so slow at the death charge. Skotos. So jelly. I'm like 60 kills about it. Starting my kit today, I have Shadow and Bofa. What would be a good inventory setup? Sorry. Similar to what I have, I guess. Just like this. You would just replace that stuff for Bofa. Or not take it if you don't want to. Doesn't matter. Shadow kind of carries the whole setup. They don't really need it if you don't want to bring it. It'd be similar to that. Bro, do you know why sometimes when I trap the ranger, it's pulled out of like toward the exit? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Alright, you see this tile marker right here? If you're trapping it the exact way I am, it depends from method to method, but if you're trapping it the exact way I am, if you're standing east or to the right of this tile, like over here, it will actually drag. Oh shit, I just realized I just doomed my DPS. So if you're like immediately hitting the major and you're already over here, the ranger will actually come this way instead of going into the cage first. So you need to be like here, so the ranger isn't like right away. English gets some added value, or rather bring a restore. In my opinion, if you're using a Bofa, Anguish isn't too worth it. It's on the more worth it spectrum, but it's not too. 11-6. Reasoning being that you're probably gonna Shadow Zebak. Okay. Anguish is really good. Anguish might help you one hit the boulders, which is pretty important, but you don't really need it because you'll just use like a regular range spot or something. You're honestly, the Bofa for you is really just gonna be for Akka, which isn't that important anyway, and more importantly for P2 Warden, and that's really it. You're not really gonna use it anywhere else. So like, don't worry too much about the Bofa stuff. Just worry about like what you're bringing with Shadow and stuff like that. Yeah, if you're on the mage right away, it's just gonna come right out, and it's annoying. If that ever happens to you, I recommend just praying ranged and just killing the arcane and just basically face tanking the melee with piety full tanking on. Like, don't lazy flick it. You're gonna basically have to tank the melee, but there's a pretty low chance he fucks you up because he's got low accuracy. I have the wrong gear on. Don't look at me. Just came off a war shift. That's my excuse. But after you have him in the cage, you still have to remember to drag him on using the other tile markers. Like, there's a tile marker where the ranger major teleports to on his second phase. You have to make sure you stand there as well to drag him 1 north. If you have a Bofa Shadow setup and you were going for kit, I wouldn't bring Crystal Helm, because it doesn't really help you too much. And you'll probably have players whining at me telling players to drop, giving realistic advice like, you can probably drop a switch or two, it's fine. You can be like, oh, you're telling this guy to drop a switch, so inefficient. I'm like, wax, man. If a switch is only gonna give you like 10 seconds, like, who gives a shit? And Shadow's gonna be like 99% of your deeps anyway. Please throw kill it. I wish I'd killed it earlier, but is there a reason you trap the trap the ranger with a diagonal first, then the north? Forgive me, it's kind of hard to read a paragraph on butterflying. I don't even know what the hell I just did. I don't even know what tiles I was clicking there. It didn't work. Alright, there's a reason you trap the ranger with a diagonal, then the north straight line, as opposed to the east straight line, and the diagonal line. So I think you're talking about the whizzing method, which is another way to trap the ranger, which by the way isn't much different, so don't worry too much about it. It's not a huge difference. But the reason I like my trap a little bit more... The hell, where am I? I didn't have my defender on, so inefficient. The reason I like my trap a little bit more is just because the area where you can hit the ranger is closer to Osmutin's ending, so you save a few ticks on total time. Also, starting the east line, I believe you're talking about, requires you to step back, whereas the diagonal doesn't require step back. That's a slight difference. So I think for the other trap you're talking about, you need to step back for 2 separate instances to set it up, whereas mine, you only have to step back for the second one only. And that's an important distinction because that's a little bit better on the take-up time when you're like hitting Kepri to be in front of him more often. Mistake. I'm just gonna take the burn on this one, I guess. I don't really care enough. Full circle. How goes the purple hunt? Pretty good. Nothing so far today. We just started. This kit run. Hold on. Got a butterfly, and then I gotta do the dreaded come phase, and then I will answer and read your paragraph. Answer it. Hold on. I got a dodge on. What? It's so clicked in time. What was your other question? So for this Fang kit, I'm about to bring Crystal Body, Legs Assembler, Bofa, Blowpipe. Yeah, that's a pretty good combination. Especially if you're going for the 40 timer. If you're not running a 40 timer, I recommend not bringing the Bofa. Not the Bofa, what the hell? The Blowpipe, because the Blowpipe is just really speed. It doesn't help you on P2, but hopefully you are taking the 40 timer. It really helps on making the run easier, actually, having a timer on. Because you have like a lot of these less aids invocations going on. But if for some reason you're not running a 40 timer, then don't bring the blowpipe. I would recommend you do bring it and put it. Seems like you have a love-hate relationship with ToA. What's your favorite thing about it? Oh, it's just hatred, don't worry. Just hatred. I hate how much lost potential this raid has. I don't even care, I'm just gonna do this half-assedly. The invocation system is brilliant, except the actual invocations. It's just hate. You know my disappointment when I was having a blast at 200 and I realized I peaked? Like, the raid doesn't change, it's just more aids like when you mess up. That's all it is. Instead of taking 20 damage, I now die if I mess up big. That's all that changed. Oh, and now I gotta flick more, like, great. Don't get me wrong, I feel like I'm good at supply management, and I have relatively good management skills. That's how I figure out setups that work for me, but... So I do feel like I'm excelling in that regard, but I don't want to excel in Management Simulator. I want to have a raid that's very engaging mechanically, and this raid, this room, let's say, hasn't changed. The only thing that changed was this rock flies faster at me. Nothing else has changed. The waves got skinnier, who cares? I still gotta go through them. Nothing actually changed. There's a lot of things they can do. Like... And then, let's not even get up... Oh, shit. Let's not even get into, like, balancing of, like, weapons. Is there any particular reason they really hate the scythe so much that I can't scythe Zebak? It's also very dangerous to scythe him, so it'd be cool. Get some risk reward going on. But I do like that there is some like skill involved in finding a good invocation, I guess, like setup. But in my opinion, I'd rather the invocation setup be based purely on what a player is comfortable skill-wise clearing it, and that's why I'm making it a mission to get 100 purples, milk the hell out of the raid, and then I'm gonna complain about it because I'll have a lot of credit play. And I'm not saying the raid isn't difficult, it's just that the way it's difficult sucks. By the way, if you didn't, I also think the way that challenge mode is difficult sucks too, in comparison to normal mode for chambers. This is pretty much the same kind of level of aids to me. The bosses does more damage if I mess up. I have to be more supply efficient. I think that kind of sucks. I should just drop the ego and drink this restore. I don't know why I'm holding on to it. More damage. I just have to play consistent rather than different. I'd rather it be different mechanics that expand on the base mechanics. Whatever. We'll just sit here and complain. I always go on a rant whenever they're like, do you like this raid? I'm like, ah, you've activated my trap card. No. I like money. And I like streaming for you guys. That's it. Who wouldn't? Balancing wise, I have no idea why this item does all of the rooms except Warden. Please, please, I'm begging you, make Scythe good anywhere. It already self-balances itself out at Akka. Imagine you're like on come phase and someone trolls and hits with Scythe and it instant teleports. But Scythe is theoretically highest DPS, right? I would like that. I have no idea why Inquisitor's Mace is also useless. There's a bug that's apparently for some reason that bug has more crush defense than stab defense. I don't want anything to be useful. Bach should be weak to, Scythe, because, mailing him's kind of dangerous. Be a nice little addition, skill-wise. For some reason, I'm allowed to say spot these. Still hasn't been patched out for some reason. Like, why is the windmill set number of tiles instead of randomized but, you know, like consistent random? Just fucked myself up. I'm alive. I don't know why I didn't just run toward it. Brain froze. Juice. Wasn't watching too close at allocate. Did you have a way to not miss a tick when he goes into shadow mode? Shadow mode? I mean when I get marked or shadow mode? I mean when the shadows are available? Yeah, there's a way to do it for the first set. I don't know tick lossless transitions though for the other ones, the other quadrants. They bring SGS. To cheese, yeah. If you're doing multiple downs, especially in a 500 kit run, I recommend it. It pays itself off after 3 specs, and it serves as also helping you to get the 3 down instead of making you do a 4 down. Definitely helps. And then if you use it at other places like P3, it more than pays itself off. But I don't really recommend bringing it unless you're doing for like money raid wise. I wouldn't really recommend bringing it money raids other than these super high invocation runs, like literally 500 plus. Kind of not really worth it for that. I guess I should set there. Why not? I'm just sitting on spec. Oh, why? Also, why is skull skipping encouraged at higher invocations when it's the lower skilled method? Why is it not that when I kill all of those skulls, the damage dealt to Warden? Why is that not points distributed evenly across all players in the room currently alive? To encourage people to do the mechanic correctly. There's nothing wrong with leaving skull skipping in the game. I think it's a problem leaving it the way it is, which is unrewarding for not doing it. That way you still have the lower skill but less efficient method. Wait up one more boulder. There it is. Oh. Brain is definitely unfocused right now. The 2 lightnings already. Or is an offer in a lightning, I think, actually. Alright. Did you get your first solo shadow invocation? 425. I think it was probably like 100 to 200 KC. Oh, also, while I was off stream, I got my 5th pet. Got another pet. With some duos with JC. Yeah, here are the invocations in case you're interested. Both of them a little bit slowly. I mean, from here on, this is everything. So this is basically here at the top. This is everything, and then you just put on these 2. This is basically it. Anyway, yeah, I got my 5th pet. This place rains pets. Give me like 30 seconds to a minute. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright, let's run it back. Oh, I guess we should get some chin chompers. Alright, let's see if we can have an acceptable monkey room this time. I had a like 250 or something last time. Also took a billion damage. Shh. I love Void Waker. That is the whole reason you should get Void Waker, so you can cheat. No problem, thanks for stopping by. Double shaman. You might be wondering why I went for this shaman later. It's an investment. Believe in the chins. Bold call, I know. Not chasing that guy, got better things to do. That was terrible. Honestly, I'm convinced this is not worth it, but could be. Well, if you're popping off, give me the juice. That Void Waker is pretty bold, actually. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. It's fine, we can regret our consequences in the future. I mean, the actual rate that he kills me is pretty low, but still. Probably at least 15. Alright, by killing that, now I'll have specs, so. And you're gone. What HP would you consider using Sun Spear? Probably like 8 higher than whatever his max it is. On your... What the hell am I typing? Lost. Go speedy Baba so we could waste all our time charging. So if his max is like 28, probably 28. Why am I going this way? For me, basically that's 30 HP. I would consider it. Because the monkey could also hit 38. Hit like 11-ish. And then the rock throw itself always does like 7. That would be my threshold of considering it. Waste a lot of time on this puzzle. I got finished mob at 603. I'm not even in Kefri by 8. Up top here, that is. I had the death charge. Oops. I think both Toxic Trident. What invo should I be camping? 400. Yep. 400 is a nice, good spot. In my opinion, you should never go lower than 400. But if you're unable to yourself, then this just requires more practice. I wouldn't let you get it down. Losing would be, you would lose if you downgrade and you've given up. And there's nothing wrong with doing 395. I did 400 with a 35 timer. You could do 395 with a 40 timer. Nothing wrong with that, so you get better at it. The reason you want to camp 400 is because your drop rate goes up a lot until you get to 400, and then it kind of like plateaus a little bit. And then when we're talking invocation efficiency, it's not that great for a while, and it kind of scales back up again later once you like get to that certain point. Like a lot of people don't take double trouble in like low 400s, right? But people will start taking double trouble again at like mid-late 400s. Those are decent. Double trouble plays keep back. We got dunged here, but it's so worth. What? I lost a tick. Bruh. Did I learn double trouble? Yeah, take some time. I knew it for a while, but I didn't run it because it was like kind of meh. Because it does slow down Akko every time he teleports. But when I started taking keep back, it helped a lot. Because taking both that gets a lot less dangerous. Every time he's supposed to throw the mark on you, he instead teleports. Wait, the barrier right here. I said camp 400s. If you want to know like a nice rule of thumb, keep pushing until you hit about 30 to 35 minutes on your raid, and then push again until you're back at just above 36, and repeat that until you get better. Never stagnate on a raid until you're above like literally like 500. Depending on your gear, if you have like a buff, you can stagnate at 100. But push your aim for like, you know, like a 34 timer, and then as soon as you are faster than that, push again. Because that means you're good enough at that raid level that you can just push again. Add another invocation. Oh, fireworks are scary, sorry. It's more than that gunshots. Fail the DPS check. Kinda whack. Do an early sun. Whoa, misclicked. Oh, I got iced. Yeah, whatever. He'll go away soon. I jumped from 150 to 400. Got to P4, that's pretty happy. Yeah, it's really good. Dude, where's my deeps? DPS. Uh oh. Only 12? Pretty happy with that. Where the fuck I am. Alright. Dude, how am I misclicking like this? I keep clicking too far out. Issue. I iced myself again, didn't I? Of course it's ice. Me messing up. How do I even turn off my run? That's not physically easy to do. Alright. You're alive. Raid is still intact. Wasted a lot of sun. Which is why I brought so many of them. I messed up a range spray there. Taking life second instead of double power instead of no void wakers needs to be. It does make sense, yeah. I would definitely consider going life second, definitely. You don't have a DPS spec, so you can really build like you have a DPS spec, right? That being said, you do get a little bit of minor safety at like Akka. Because you still have Fang, right? But it helps with keeping your reds consistent because you have. You'll have more spec for defense reductions like BGS and whatnot. But is that more valuable than, you know, having a shit ton more supplies? Probably not. I would imagine having more supplies is more valuable in that case, since you're lacking DPS. But you will have to kind of endure the fact that Akka come phase is a little bit more dangerous because you don't have as much burst healing as someone who goes power twice. But hopefully, if you're going life second, you probably have bruise, right? So you're kind of like starting the phase at 99. Anyway. There's like a 1 in 9 chance basically you'll miss both for Zebak, accursed sceptre, and that's gonna suck. That was a slow one. On dehydro. Hmm. Peculiar situation to be in. It's efficient to go dehydro, but you have no DPS spec, which sucks. Sucks real bad. peculiar situation. Honestly, power gang. Can't turn down the safety at Akka. It's real nice. It's up to you, like, you know, you could always do the good old adaptation, you know, you double power, but if you are low on restore, then you just go life second. Claws for third hit Akka. I mean, claws are good for third hit Akka. Not too crazy of a time save though, unless you're gonna claw Warden. That's mainly where it would be. You would still claw Zebak and Warden if you went double power, which is fine. It's a good compromise to not having Void Waker. Oops. You see that? What do you get for greeting that tick? Should just let the boulder completely disappear. How's it going, Rambo? No purples just yet today. Do I have a gear progression chart? No, I don't have anything like that. Someone else made one. Probably go to like leader rates and type in ToA progression chart. Exactly like how you said it. I think there is. I did see someone make a picture of it. I think it's. I don't remember if it was by Uwusum or it's by someone else. I don't know. I just remember seeing a picture of it. I don't really care. I'm just gonna drink another one. Very comfy on supplies right now. Let me see if I can throw it into. I don't know how accurate this is, but this might be helpful for you. This might be somewhat similar to what you're looking for. How accurate is it? I have no idea, but it looks good. It must be good. Source, trust me. I see yellow text, it must be good. Oh, eyes getting heavy. Missouri's ECB should be better majority of the time. A lot of it comes in the fact that ZCB is a great spec weapon. So main handing it before you get Tbow is / Shadow is not too bad. Probably go with the ZCB gang. That one. But if you're an Iron Man, you know, things might be different. You can't use Dragon Bolts and stuff. You might not have Twisted Buckler, you know. Feel like I was specialing with it often. I mean, like you weren't using the spec, or you weren't hitting a ruby. Two different things. If you're not specking with it, you should be just doing it more. It's on you to remember. If you're not hitting that many rubies, I mean, it's expected. It only hits a ruby every now and again. And it depends also if like you have better ward and DPS, right? A lot of people assuming when you go from Bofa to Masori ZCB are assuming that your main hand for like Warden is gonna be the ZCB instead of the Bofa. If you already have like a Shadow or Ebo, there's not too much of a reason to like nuke your Bofa if you already have it. But because Bofa is more DPS for P2 than ZCB, and if you have Shadow, ZCB will just be a spec weapon. Don't get me wrong, ZCB is still pretty good for Warden, just I don't think it's that good. Pretty sure Blowplate's better. We're talking P2. You weren't using, yeah, you just gotta remember more often. If you don't have, you have a Void Waker, right? So if you were to compare two of them, You would use it at Zebak, you'd use it at Warden, and you would use it on Akka whenever he's vulnerable to range. That's the prime times to use the ZCB. For Baba and Kefir, you would use the Void Waker more. I did not then. Yeah, you just gotta remember to use it more. It used to be like that. It's a really OP spec. Time you're using BGS, well, you would still use BGS no matter what if that was your main hand, but thing is, after you BGS, what else are you gonna use, right? Using more Sun Spear. Those don't have very overlapping uses though. Like, you shouldn't be using a Sun spec at the Bach, and you ideally aren't using a Sun as Warden unless you're running a Dehydration raid. Yeah, like if you're using Sun spec when you're supposed to be ZCBing, that means you're misplaying the room and taking a lot of damage. DCB is more often used in lesser damaging areas, or an area that you can use, like for example Ambrosia to heal you with. So you shouldn't be sunning where you can ZCB. You brought it in. The only exception would be Dehydration, where some players might not be as comfortable. They'll only use like one Sun spec, for example, or to Atlas DCB is better. Yeah, if we're doing a one-to-one comparison, a spec versus spec, DCB is definitely better. The only thing is it's not as flexible for other random thing. I slashed. Oh, I missed my hat. Oh, I'm so tired already. What the heck? Triple gems. That's cool. Rainbowy. Do another one. Might be a short stream today. I have work tomorrow in the morning. Already kind of tired, but I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Pretty sure purple will wake me up slightly, but. You recommend camping ToA till get the two Mikins. Money wise, yeah, I guess this is the best rate in the game for money, as long as you're doing like 400s. Get some damage out here. Lower my switches. I'm not chasing that guy. Better things to do. Dude, they're experts. Right. Look at this. What is this? He knows exactly when I get to that corner. He's gonna just run to the other side of the map. I didn't kill it. No toss. Ranger does so much damage. Unbelievable. Are you kidding me, dude? Oh, that one's my fault. I didn't even kill the shaman, dude. What did I do? So bad. So ashamed of myself. Need to learn insanity? Yeah. Some time to pick it up. Overlord's worth it to get at 400 invil, still using soft core. A little bit more, not yet. Give it till you're at like 450 invocation, I would say. Not that worth it, still. Like, it's up to you if you don't want to swarm, right? But I wouldn't say it's worth it. Put your invocation a little bit up. Had a double sun in a while. Probably shouldn't let them break the whole room open, but I don't really care. Somewhere to see what purples I've gotten? I don't think so. I could like download the collection log thing, I guess. I could also just open it up here on the side. There you go, if you want to look at my log. Do I always ignore the monkeys? I kill them if it's like early. I don't want the sarcophagus open the whole time, it gets kind of annoying. But if it's close to 33% threshold, I'll just leave them. That was a slow one. Three shadows is actually not even that crazy for the kind of raids I'm doing. Shadow rate is only 1 in 144 raids for this kind of raid. I'm actually, it's about right. Yeah, 1 room 3%. That's like a whole expert raid. That doesn't give you encouragement to push your invocations. Oh well. Practice comes perfect. Makes perfect. That comes perfect. I used to struggle with sub 35, like a whole 100 invocation below this, but same gear pretty much. But it's just practice. Eventually you'll get it. Dude, how many zeros I hit in a row? Hitting him too hard. That's actually not a good thing. Ever run Tob? I got the 2k cape. I got a good amount of hard boats done, like 300. I'm still missing the Sanguinesti kit though. My scythe, which kind of sucks. Verzik needs a screenshot of you at leader raids, yeah. It's hard. A lot of mentors understandably don't want to spend like 10 minutes coaching you through Maiden, only to have you kill them at Soda Seg Maze. Where have I heard this before? Oh, this is a Terraria Calamity soundtrack. That's amazing. Where have I heard the soundtrack before? I didn't expect it to be on the playlist. Spotify decided it needed to be on the playlist, so I have like the enhanced function on. I do have it in a separate video game playlist, but I expect it to be put into a casual playlist. Lost OST. It is what it is, Dreamland. Finding a team for TOB. It's getting that, it's getting your first job in real life. Gotta apply with no experience. Gotta have connections or you're not getting in. You like that? Gotta have experience before you can get experience. Do be like that. So, I recommend a clan. A lot easier to get a team when you have a clan. Don't leave me. Ah, toxic. Oh, click slow. Done. That only runs ToA sometimes. Whack. Whack, man. I was in a clan just like that for a really long time. No one ran TOB, no one ran Chambers, no one did Inferno. Sat there and cut trees. At the end of the day, you just realized not a lot of people play the game the same way. I'm questioning my memory right now. I yellow clicked. No. Ow, ow. I left my first clan I ever joined just because I wanted to PVM more. They just weren't about it for the longest. And then I joined another one that was a little bit more sweaty about it. But I realized I wasn't about PVMing like that hard. I needed to find like a mixture. People who are a little bit more casual but willing to do any content. Toxic on the acid placement. Do I ever wave skip? No, I don't really think it's necessary most of the time. Like here, just a free yourself right here. Whoa, this one's far though. I usually don't matter. I personally find it easier to mess up the wave skip than it is just to do the wave itself, even if it's a melee wave. Gonna get some damage out here. I did sign up for the Mage Zebak, so bound to happen. Bro, I guess like in that example where it did a melee wave into a Narnia wave, it would have been very helpful. Long Zebak. Very bad Void Wakers. Very bad DPS too. This kill's a bit of an anomaly. A little early on that. Whatever. Goodbye, Tiki. Those 2 ticks early. I don't know why I clicked this early. That's fine though. Not like you need to Tiki to complete the kill anyway. Drop 70. Nope. No, forgot. One of my specs I forgot. That was pretty important because I would have gotten the 60% threshold there. I need the sun for this. Fine, we'll play safe. It'll be a long 3 down. But it's okay. "32 minutes entering in." That is record. And that's slow. Am I doing the bingo? I am not doing any bingos. I can't. Unfortunately, my variety of content is rather just ToA, ToA, and ToA right now. And this prayer kind of sucks. I haven't even looked at the tiles, to be honest. Every time I see a bingo, I'm like, oh, but I only do raids. I don't think I would be very helpful to a bingo team. Is it, I think it's upcoming. Dude, I moved like 50 times. Not kidding. I definitely misclicked. I got some damage. Who needs to heal for P4? Never purple. Never purple. That's what it is. $17.2. Okay, I'll be right back. Yep, I'm back. Alright, I feel bad on 3 non-purples in a row. We'll do one more. And then I should be responsible adult. Get ready for sleep. Give me that range level back. Nice! Congrats on the Fang kit. Do anything different than what you normally do? What do you mean went slowly? You mean like on the gear switches? I assume that's what you're talking about. Four and five. Ooh, that sounds like a... I assume you nuked your switches and then go for a 40 timer, which is fine. It just depends what you're doing. Especially VF Shadow, like 90% of your DPS is gonna be the Shadow anyway, so don't worry too much about the switches. I assume that's what you meant. Although I am a big fan of the 40 timer. Need less help and without time invocations. Probably wouldn't have done less, but the time invocation takes off a lot of mental pressure. You respect it. What are you missing? Probably the fact that I'm regular range potted, not divined. Your range pot probably runs out by then. Can I make a 400 list without a 35 timer? I could, but it wouldn't be as efficient. It's the only thing. That's a nice fast one. Range pot, regular range pot, not divine. You probably drink divine range pots when you pre-pot, and then they run out by the time you get to Baba. But honestly, if you're missing the 35 timer with like Bofa setup, I would recommend just downgrading to 395 and putting 40. That would be my advice on it. And then just work your way to the 35 time. That would be a little bit better than putting on some other invocations. 'Cause going further than that is a little bit inefficient based on your gear. Assuming you have like Bofa and stuff. Because you're not going to take double trouble, right? Or keep back without Shadow, obviously. Those are like good with Shadow, and they're like terrible about it. I already have a 400 guide on my channel. JO's guide is a little outdated. He got like 38 minutes with a Tbow. I got 32 of a Bofa. Double Trouble does slow down the raid, but it doesn't slow it down as much when you have a Shadow because you're butterflying. Whereas if you're not butterflying, he's gonna basically teleport every 6 hits. Not really, but he teleports a lot more often. Does Double Trouble slowing down the rate? It is, but it doesn't slow it down too bad with Shadow. No, it's fine to plug him too. It's just this is a little out. I think he has some outdated things there. Oh right, he 3 downs without a Shadow. I remember that was the one thing I hated the most. You do not want a 3 down. 3 down is so unbelievably bad. But I think the rest of this guy was like okay-ish. I don't remember his invocations. I should probably just open up his video. I have this extra restore anyway.
With this strategy, your purple rate.
I'm just opening up his video. Invocation part. Okay. I have a lot of criticisms. I remember now. Need some help while having hardcore? What do you need the extra salt for? If you're dead, you're not gonna make that salt work anyway. There's no purpose of a second salt in this setup if you're gonna take hardcore. That one is plain weird. What else? What does he do to make up for it? He runs Ancient Haste and no bandages. I assume he goes life second, but not sure why you would just run no help for another 25 points. You could turn off Ancient and then turn off Diet. Bandages are a lot more chill anyway. If he's doing minimal sweat, you should do bandages rather than brewing. No, you don't need that much strength gear. 2 down at 400. You might need to depth charge though, but you can fit that into a setup, and it's definitely worth the space. If you have like Sang, for example, you can just uncharge Sang for blood runes and bring soul runes in your pouch. Yeah, you can go Life Second. Life Second is good for chill raids, 400. I would just honestly do 395s, because 395s, if you can't make the 35 timer, although you should be able to, it's simply better because you're not spending an extra 6 minutes in there. It's kind of a... Hopefully, if you have, like, his gear, you should be able to complete the raid in, like, 31 minutes. Instead of 38 minutes. Yeah, you can uncharge Trident Jazz. For me, personally, if it came down to using to uncharging Trident, I'd rather just bring the slot, just because Trident is so much stuff that uncharges. I would just run 95. It's not that big of a difference. And Bandos are infinitely more chill than Brewing. Or if you want to really push your limit, just do like 450s with the Bofa. I did a 455 with it. I made time at 40. Just 50 invocation up. Oof. Messed up there. Gotta count the 6. If you can't make the 35 timer, you should not worry about the invocations, is what I'm really trying to get at. You should worry about what in your gameplay is causing you not to be able to get that timer down. Because nothing will improve your drop rate more than finding out the hell that you're doing at that point. Like, which room do you need the most improvement in? You can use a mistake tracker. You can compare your methods to, you know, mine or someone else's who has a faster run. Does it go on Dreamscape? Like, whenever I do really bad in a room, like when I was doing really bad in Akka when I first started, I would look at like the world record runner and would like, how does he run Akka? And then I would, you know, save a few extra ticks. Just copying a few of his easier transitions. think the last one was here. Pick what I died on most. I'm gonna give it to Baba. No, sorry, not Baba, without Akka. Definitely for me, Akka. I zone out a lot and I'll make like a memory stake and I'll just explode. I'm gonna give second place to Upset Stomach. I don't think I really died to Baba or the others that often. Or, boys, this is why we hit the mistake tracker. Oops, that's an element. Let's see what I actually died to the most. Now I know the Baba one's inflated because I did a lot of test runs in like Zero Vacation. I don't know how much I actually died to him, but it's not that often. I'm pretty sure these Akka and Zebak tests are very accurate actually, because I don't even really do testing on them. Didn't for Kefri, I did a lot of testing on Kefri. Pretty sure like 50 plus of those deaths testing, which is the only thing about the mistake tracker. I was testing a swarming method of Din's Bulwark. And then Baba was testing something regarding a boulder dash and maging him for memes. And this is what I'm talking about. Arrogance is what kills me here. Are all worth picking on duos? Yes, definitely. Akka definitely kills me the most. We're the most arrogant at Akka. I'm like 100% sure these are all accurate Baba Akka deaths. I should have just healed. I don't know why I wanted to. I really don't like tick loss, so I'm like too arrogant to lose the tick there when it's just a better play. Because I'm not confident in sunning while running as much. On AK, that's right. It's okay. Not your fault. Go back. You'll have to spec 7 times for the second down. And 400? Is that with God's Sword assets as well? And Depth Charge. That was really toxic of the Venom to intercept me perfectly like that. Oh, blood for I see. I use torture in 300 in my 400 runs. I guess that makes sense. How did I do my switches? What a chin chomper. When would you recommend to start bringing chins? If you're a main account, all the time. If you're a main account, all the time. It's too good. Ah, I didn't believe in the drag. Manual clicked. Way to practice bold dash. Skip while having pot up every time. Yeah, what do you mean pot up every time? You mean like, the only thing you can do is really Hopefully you can hit 25 on a base invocation run, like a 0 invocation run. And then just practice with boulder dash only on. Or 10 invocation, I guess, for boulder dash. At least if you're running like a 10 invocation run, it takes like 10 seconds to proc only. You practice the hard way. Every run is a practice run. Boulder HP doesn't scale on invocation, so if you can't one-shot them on 150, probably can't one-shot them on 0 anyway. You're missing like an anguish, ranging potion. Because you need assembler, anguish, D-darts, blowpipe, and rigor. At 99 range. Could add range levels to make up for lack of like darts or anguish or something like that. Oh, what a terrible Void Waker now and losing all these sticks. This is on a Fang. No, yeah, boulders don't scale down. You can just bring regular rangey potions. They're like 800 GP, and I heard they're pretty easy to get even for an even for Iron Man. The agiles are tearing me open. Oh, Blood Fury clutched a little bit. once you eventually decide to push to like decent invocations, like honestly even like 300 plus, I would recommend just using D darts if you're main, because you get so many at this rate and they're also very cheap these days. D darts are what rune darts used to cost, and then the scales are also cheaper than before. Definitely worth the investment. Crystal Rigger. Do you not have an Anguish? Or Assembler? The Crystal doesn't add to your max hits. The Assembler does though. Same for the Anguish. I wonder if you are using Crystal and not your Anguish. The Crystals is accuracy stuff. You don't need accuracy for boulders, you just need range damage specifically. Placed a tick late. Run 3 completions to 1 wipe, right? Not the worst. I think last time I was like 5-1, 6-1. Accurate at a max hit. It does. Regardless, even if you're not able to one-shot the boulders, you can actually do 2-shot skips anyway. What you do is you kill the first boulder, whether 1 or 2 shots, whatever, and then for the second boulder you do 1 shot, walk toward it once. If it's like if it's a little bit farther, you'd have to do an L toward it, and then you do your second shot, and as soon as you get your EXP drop, you run through it. Because the way the boulder scans and, you know, throws you to the floor is, if you're in the rock, a tick later, if the rock is still alive, it'll knock you back. So if you blowpipe it and then run into the rock will disappear before it has a chance to actually knock you down. That's how it technically works, which is why the 2 blowpipe skip works. Because you basically start up a kill, and then you run into it. It dies as you're in it. Oh, thought it would die there. Oh my, it's always 1 HP. It's so cringe. Do. What are these hits? These are so bad. Gonna teleport. What plugin do I use for a darker overlay? You download I think it's resources pack, and then there's a sidebar button right here, this little paintbrush. And I use the selected pack dark vanilla. You can search it at the top here. Any purpose yet? Not yet. I ended up planking an Akka on my last one because I was too arrogant to sun. But now, this time, we remain arrogant but killed it. Soul for soul, that's right. don't know what song this is. It kind of slaps. So far, at least. Left side, then mostly most of the middle. Left and right sides are technically better, yeah. Acid is usually in the middle. Either left or right side. Both are pretty safe. If you want to be sweaty about it, right side first is best for wave. And then left side for the second wave. The reverse for the jugs, so it doesn't really matter which one you actually do. But if you do know it's like waves like first, right? But it doesn't really matter. Like, if you're on the same side as the wave spawn, you have less reaction time. Which may or may not matter, it's up to you. You could also cheat if you mess up a set stomach. If you have an adrenaline, or just enough for a stun, you can let the first or second roar hit you, depending how much HP you have. Try to tank one or two of the roars, and then stun, and you can tank the second and third. Gonna make me juke through all of that? Come on, bro. Don't have your son. Sad. Lucky. True. Soon TM, right? Or early. Pain. I wonder if the timing is just do that extra shadow hit right there and then do stun right away. I'm pretty sure that is the timing. But I kind of wussed out on it. Oh, bandages are so OP. I miss them. Anyone doing 400s without bandages? You're missing out. For real, for real. I wasn't that counting at all. I'm pretty sure this is the last hit. Let the guesstimate the HP. Missed. What an anomaly. Shit, it's almost midnight. I gotta get my ass to bed for work. I got so much restore. Why am I not using augury? Soul Reaper 2, yeah. I imagine it'll just guarantee 3 downs, right? Because it's not very good for the other downs, but for 3 downs it's really good. And of course, like, places. Can't imagine it's good in not ToA afterwards though. Other than possibly core. Maybe there's like a rotation where it's really good for like your first 500. It also deals damage to you. So I wonder if it'll be like, I don't know, hit with axe, last hit with SGS kind of thing. That still sounds like a 3-down thing, which sounds unnecessary because you could already do that with Rapier. I don't know. The spec does heal, yeah. It basically heals you based on the amount of stacks you had. If you had max sets, it basically unpunishes you. I ran into someone. Never purple. Alright, I am going to get ready to go to bed for the day. Thank you for tuning in.